Back in the shop, Mike just assembled this thing, and if you've been watching in the shop, you'll see that's the second one we've assembled. We got a project, a good one today. We got a good one for you. Actually, we got a couple good ones. We've got a lift kit. For the International. So that's the front portion of the lift kit there. There's the springs and the other bits and pieces that are going to be required to lift this thing. I think 5 inches is all we're doing. And these are the rear springs. The rear springs are supposedly a bolt-in. Front ones are going to require some modification. Come on, come on. These are the instructions. We probably won't be needing those.
You don't need those stinking instructions?
So what we got here, we've done some looking. That hole's gonna need to get enlarged. I've got a little template. And it looks like the exhaust is not going to work. I'm gonna have to, so it wasn't working before either. You can see, I don't know if you can see or not. That right there. I think I'm going to call this project the Greasy Diesel. Ugh. What a mess. Oh my gosh. So I got one spring out. And you set it next to, there's the springs that are going in. They don't look as beefy as these suckers coming out. These suckers coming out, they just look beefy. I mean, that's a thick stack there. So we'll see. We'll see how they hold up to the Cummins. They're supposed to be 3/4 ton springs. So we'll see once they go in. So now I gotta pull that rubber out of there, grind those 4 rivets out. We've done some work on the truck. We took the original bracket out of there, which is this piece right here. Ground the rivets down and pounded it out. Of course, the bushings were shot. And now we're trying to put the new piece in. I got it jimmied in there. And it looks like we're gonna have to cut the exhaust right here. What we got here, and I'm starting to grind, you can see I ground that first rivet. Just hitting it with the grinder, grind those down, pound that out. That's the first step I'm doing. And then I've got to put my jig on there, open up this hole. This hole here. Open up this hole. Because actually we could probably get away with just doing that one. Well, no, we got to take the bracket out, so we got to get them both. Open that hole up, and then we're going to come over here. We're going to remove this bracket, and you can see there was a trail repair done here at one point in time. I did that on both of them because this was completely blown out. This is getting cut here, and this is taken off and removed. And a bracket like that is going to go there, just like that. Yeah. Yep, and it looks like there's some drama, of course. Had to get the saws all out and adjust the attitude on my exhaust. I'm gonna have to possibly pull my transmission crossmember out and clearance fillet this right here. So I used a 40 grit flap disc from the Freight of Harbor, and I got my little air hammer right here. And they just pop right through there, just bam. Easy peasy. I mean, it'd probably be a little bit harder with the hammer. But not much. Well, that's one-handed with the camera, so not too bad. Let me get those out. Get that jig on there, I'll show you how that jig fits. Okay. So here's the tool, that's the drill plate there installed. That's where I took the rivets out. And that piece right there came out of that hole. And so I bolt this in there. And I take my handy dandy drill with the drill bit they gave me, but without this piece, they didn't include that piece right there. That was something I had to get. So I already piloted through this. There was a little pilot hole, piloted through this. So now we just use that as a guide to run my hole saw, open that hole up. I mean, I probably could have just opened that hole up with a rotary file or something like that, but this is more precise and better, so this is the way I'm doing it. And then I got a new bracket over there that goes in there. We've opened that hole up. Now this piece here is going to slip in there, and you leave this outer bushing out, and because it's too big to fit through that hole. So you put the inner bushing and the thing in there and then slip it in there. But I'm going to first clean that hole up just because I like clean holes. I've got my little half round double bastard file. I'll get in there and clean that hole up, get that sucker installed. Then we move to the front and start modifying the front. There's that thing in there. So it just basically moves down. It's weird because there was already holes there. Didn't have to really drill anything. So then you pop this bushing, gotta go in there. Like I said, it goes in afterwards. A little rubber mallet usually drive that sucker right in there. So now we're gonna drive that in there and then go to the front and get the front going. Okay, we try to cut that. I cut more this time. The other one I ended up trimming like maybe 5 or 6 times before it would fit right. We got that cut. Now we're gonna fit the plate on here and look for level. You know, so it sits level. It looks like it might need to be ground down a little bit. But then I'm gonna clean up here, and once I get the truck set and figure out what I'm gonna do with the caster plates or camber plates or whatever those plates, probably end up drilling those and getting one more because I'm missing one. I'll weld this to the bracket, that bracket. Yeah, so that's how the front's done. Just cut that shit off. Nothing better than putting a Sawzall on your truck. Getting Sawzall. That's when you know you're going somewhere. Okay, you can see it's gapped up top, but nothing I can't fill with that MIG I got. Oh, and a little safety note, kids, wear your safety gear. The grinder tried to grind my nose off, some bitch. I rubbed a little dirt in it and I'm moving on. Looks pretty good. So yeah, that's where we're at right there. A day of both pain and victory. We got both front springs in without the wedges, but we're shy one wedge. When I just found out when I did the, you know, that right there, the face thing, that's my pain, and then the victory is getting everything on. This still needs to be welded here, needs to be welded there. It's gonna have to come apart. I figured out what they want to do with this is it goes like that. So you put you bolt that. That gets bolted through the spring. So I need one more of these. Everything went pretty smooth up here, all the way up to the point to where I tried to cut my nose off. I'm probably gonna need to do something about that, because that looks a little radical to me. Hey, look, it's Mike. The inspector. Oh, and John. What's going on, gentlemen?
Smoky is it?
Smoky. Okay, we're back. We're back at the program now. We ran into 2 hurdles. The front you've seen is installed. It's mocked. I shouldn't say it's installed. It's mocked up for fitment issues, for fitment. Now the back ones ran into 2 problems. Number one, it's going to need to be stretched out So the guy's saying you put the bolts in the front, but these are Chevy springs and they need a different bushing installed. I call these guys up and it's like they know right away. These need a RB40 bushing, so these are gonna have to, that one's gonna have to come down, and I'll take it to the spring shop tomorrow and drop it off, and then they'll put new bushings in it, and that part will be done, and then I can get the rears installed. And so I went ahead and did that, and then to get this sucker in there, took a little bit of manipulation with the ratchet strap, but it went pretty easy. Wasn't too bad.
And yet at the same time,
Okay, we're gonna get started on this side. You can see there's like a rivet there, and I'm gonna take that rivet out. That rivet is a BITCH to get out.
Did Biden win legitimately?
See, there's like a, yeah, so that's where we're at. We're gonna get that rivet out, and then we'll use the 1-inch spacer. I'm gonna put it together with the 1-inch spacer and set it down and see where it's at. You know what they say, if it's not one thing, it's something else. So basically, getting the darn U-bolts on there was a pain. So I went ahead and fabbed up a super long socket. You can see my little TIG welds there. Like, I'm not the best TIG welder, but I'm making it happen. So basically, I'm going to take this guy here, which is the other side of the socket that I cut. Don't worry, y'all. It was a Husky. Everything installed here. Since we're like 4 inches shy from that one spacer, 3 or 4. So this is like massive, and then those had the taller spring too. So I'm definitely gonna have to order some shorter U-bolts. I might be able to get rid of cutting these because they look like they're right at the thread. So I don't know. We'll see. This is where we're at right here. What does Mike think? We ready to put wheels on it and try it?
Yeah, let's put it on the ground.
I like it. Hot diggity dog. Old girl's lifted. And I'll tell you, man, she looks sexy as ever. I gotta add we were missing one 6-degree shim for the front. So she's gonna have to come back up, get the shims. I got the new brake lines. But dang.
How's this? Even that's not too bad.
That doesn't look too bad either.
It's doable. I mean, I'm thinking you're talking like maybe 3 inches.
Well, they sell a lifted piece that goes. I was looking this arm that goes
Is longer.
the front end. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. You need that part anyway.
Okay, so that's so doable.
Then
That's totally doable.
Then you could reuse. You only have to take this off.
Yeah.
Just use that.
Well, I kind of want to get this one so I can get the one that matches, because this one doesn't match.
That's
loose.
true.
That's old loose.
That's true.
And then we got the shims in the back. We thought the tall part of the wedge went aft. Ended up putting it aft, and you can see our driveline angle is not what it should be. Hey, troublemaker. So that's where we're at on this project. I'm gonna sign off on that level. I mean, it is I don't know if I'd call it an inch higher in the back, would you? It's a little bit higher in the back.
I wouldn't take that space right.
Yeah. Again, this is another episode of In the Shop with Mike and Chris. Keep an eye out for the motorized bicycle video. I might go ahead and post that with this video. That is also the same spot this is. It's in the mock-up stage.
Pretty much.
That's what I'd call it. This is the mock-up stage.
Yeah, it's not.
So there we are, mocked up. That's called a 4-inch lift. I call it a 4-inch super sexy lift because damn, it's sexy. All right, so we'll catch y'all on the flip side.